WTO is associated with long talks, various tariffs, customs quotas, imports and exports, as well as other terms which our consumers sometimes do not understand. The task of the WTO market is to break all the barriers between the buyers and the sellers, because we know everything about the prices.
Производство строительных материалов.
The manufacture of building materials in Kazakhstan doubled over the last 10 years. Currently, the production of cement, ready-mixed concrete, concrete materials, plastic pipes, heat insulation and roofing materials, dry building mixtures and plasterboard are the most developed industrial sectors. For example, the local supplies of raw materials necessary for the production of cement can serve for 200 years. The country is also expected to overcome it in other areas and turn into a major exporter. Such a policy is dictated by Kazakhstan's accession to the WTO. Kazakhstan independently manufactures mainly basic materials, in particular cement, concrete, dry building mixtures and plasterboard. They are of similar quality as their imported equivalents. Local specialists develop their own innovations. At our market, you can find such materials as composite polymeric fittings, which have the same characteristics as conventional fittings. In addition, they are lighter in weight, cheaper and have a longer operating life. We also manufacture innovative industrial glues and a wide range of fiberglass pipes. However, Kazakhstan has to import raw materials for plastic pipes, in particular polymeric compounds. We also import the major part of finishing materials such as wallpapers, ceramic tile and floor coatings. Building materials are imported from Turkey, the Ukraine and Germany. Still, Russia and China remain to be the principal suppliers. We receive a lot of goods from China. Most of them are brands of North American or European companies. In other words, China supplies to Kazakhstan low and high quality goods. At the same time, high quality building materials from China are cheaper in comparison with European ones. In addition, there are some difficulties with logistics and customs clearance. However, these processes will be simplified due to the Kazakhstan's accession to the WTO. As for basic building materials, we can say that our domestic enterprises demonstrate sustainable performance. The accession to the WTO will not affect them so much. At the same time, we expect the increase in imports of finishing materials and toughening of price competition. For consumers, this may imply the decrease in prices for high-quality goods. However, materials produced in Kazakhstan will be even cheaper. Currently, we obtain metal baths manufactured in Karaganda city. They are of the same quality as those made in Germany. Their main advantage is that they are much cheaper, and when buyers come to our shop, they purchase goods manufactured in Kazakhstan without any doubt. Building materials manufactured in Kazakhstan are quite popular abroad. The most exported are polymeric pipes, Portland cement, plasterboard and thermal insulation fillers. During the 7-year period since 2008, Kazakhstan increased exports by 61%. The principal consumers of our materials are neighboring CIS countries such as Russia, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan and Turkmenistan. In the future, we are going to launch the production of sheet glass. This will allow us to satisfy our demand for this material by 100% and at the same time join markets of neighboring states. Kazakhstan exports its building materials to the amount about 120 million annually. The key importers of Kazakhstani building materials are Russia with 45%, Kyrgyzstan with 17%, Tajikistan with 21% and Turkmenistan with 9%. We have a lot of customers. Just yesterday we concluded a bargain with buyers from Kyrgyzstan who bought a French fireplace. It is quite difficult to buy it in Kyrgyzstan. Of course, we are not a manufacturing firm. We specialize only on sales. For example, we sell baths made in Karaganda. These goods are popular among Russian firms. Joining the WTO furthers a steady increase in exports over the last years. However, competition competition on external markets is also growing. Countries continue to expand their production facilities, and it cannot be ruled out that Kazakhstan will have to seek for new markets.
Если хотите...
If you want to save money on home improvement, do it yourself. Of course, it will cost a pretty penny, but it is also possible to make this process cheaper. For example, all the preparation works can be done using your own resources. It is also recommended to buy all necessary building materials, avoid buying expensive brands, and hire repairers during a dead season, or in other words, in winter.
Нанять строителей в мертвый сезон.
Home repairs costs depend on desires and financial abilities of the owner, as well as on the work complexity. The cost of home improvement in Kazakhstan varies from 5 to 8,000 tenge per square meter. It includes dismantling and tiling, floor cement screed and floor laying, ceiling works and decorative finishing. The price of a standard home repair is 15,000 to 17,000 tenge per square meter, without regard to interior design and rubbish removal. Premium repair costs on the average 35,000 tenge per square meter. The expenses will also include installation works, finishing works, selection and purchasing of building materials, and even selecting of furniture. It is always possible to save money on workers. However, there is a risk that your home will need renovation again. Most of us check the quality of finishing works by eye or on advice of friends. Nonetheless, it is advisable to inquire how the works will be arranged before they begin. For instance, it is impossible for one person to cover an area of 5 square meters with tiles within one day. The laminate should be applied from the side of the window to fit the lighting conditions. Using correct methods and high-quality building materials will ensure a long-lasting effect. For those who are going to buy some paint for construction works, it is recommended to check its weight and whether sellers are honest with you. If weight is not indicated on the can, there should be information about the paint volume and density. If we multiply these figures, we shall get the paint weight. After that, we have to weigh it, subtract the weight of the can, and verify whether the obtained results are identical. Some cans have a mark with enhanced thixotropic qualities. It means that the paint should lie down evenly and without any streaks. In order to check it, it is advisable to pour a small amount of the paint into a separate can. If it flows evenly like fresh honey and does not contain particles, it should spread evenly along the surface. The manufacture of building materials in developed countries is distinguished by high level of innovativeness. Companies spend up to 2% of their turnover on research works. This allows them to develop new projects, solutions and materials. The equal or even greater amount is spent on marketing and promotion of products throughout the world.
Стройматериалов.
Basic building materials are manufactured in the territories of the majority of countries which have their own raw materials base. Because of that, the volume of world trade on this market is very small. For instance, US companies regard the Canadian and their own markets as the only ones which can bring them profit. At the same time, manufacturers in other countries, for example in Europe and Asia, make all efforts to join the global market. Cement is one of the most sellable materials in the world. The top 3 cement producers in terms of capacity: the US within 144 million tons, India with 301 million tons, and China with 1,452 million tons. China is constantly increasing its production capacity. In the period between 2010 and 2013, the volume of cement produced by China exceeded the volume produced by America during the whole 20th century. By 2020, the increase in demand for cement is expected first of all in the regions with rapid economic development, such as Southeast and Southwest Asia. Modern cement manufacturers work continuously to reduce their costs and improve the quality of their products. Construction exhibitions have become one of the principal methods to promote building materials. Commonly, their organizers receive good dividends from manufacturers. However, the internet is becoming the most popular way of promotion. Conventional users also prefer to buy these goods via the World Wide Web and receive them at home from couriers. I wish you economic and quality purchases.